It's the Hot 97 Morning Show. He made it. He's touched down. Boosie.
Yeah.
Badass.
Yeah, that's the name I go by.
Yeah. Yo, Boosie came in here shining. He has like 30 chains on.
All right, really, real quick, Rosenberg. Let Laura thirst after the jewelry.
It's not about thirsting.
Go
it's
ahead,
just,
go.
It's just so smart. When he walked in, Rosenberg, when was the last time you saw this much jewelry?
It's a lot of sparkle.
He has a baby Jesus piece, a daddy Jesus piece, an angel.
He got black baby Jesus, Jesus in the manger.
Big baby Jesus, and Old Dirty's on there, I think.
Hey, so Boosie, how's it feel, man? You moving around this country like a free man.
Man, it's a blessing, you know, that I'm back out here. I'm traveling. I done like 4 or 5 shows and I done sold out every seat, you know, 12,000 plus arenas. So it's just a blessing, man. I'm happy. Can't nothing really make me mad right now, you know.
What usually makes you mad, though? Let's get into that before this interview goes too far. I don't want no problems. I don't want no problems.
Nah, just unloyalty. You know,
Yeah.
I get disturbed with unloyalty. That's the main thing. Unloyalty from people. I don't like that. I value loyalty.
So the audience that's listening to us on the Hot 97 Morning Show right now, Boosie's here, the family's here, everybody's listening. They may not be familiar with why Boosie coming home is such a big deal. Can you help them understand? Now, and I'm not even gonna act like I know all your music. I knew about your movement.
Right.
I knew the Wipe Me Down shit. Like everybody, you know, that was a big record for you. But what was going on and where you're from? Talk about where you're from and who you are to that city and what you mean to those people and why it's such a big deal for you in the South.
Man, I'm from Louisiana. I'm from Baton Rouge, and like down south, like I'm everything as far as music, as far as a humanitarian, giving back to Louisiana, things like that. And, you know, I just got that music that really touched people. It's bigger than just radio songs and things like that. I got that heartfelt music. And when you touch a lot of people's heart, people gravitate to you in a special way. You know, it's different from making people dance. Like, if you make people dance, their feet gonna get tired. But if you grabbing people's heart, they stuck with you. And you talking what's really going on in reality, you know, where we at, well, really across the world. People gravitate to you, and I think when I left, like, that real music, that kind of vanished a little bit, and they wanted me back, you know, so it was free Boost.
What is going on in Baton Rouge? What is, tell us, because, you know, we up here, we don't know. I mean, and the hood is the hood everywhere, and I'm sure there's a lot of similarities, but
it's a lot of, you know, it's a lot of murders. It's a lot of cops that's not doing right.
You called yourself a
bad education, you know.
A humanitarian. How have you given back to the people of Louisiana?
For like 6-7 years straight, I used to give 5,000 turkeys every Thanksgiving, back to school supplies, 10,000 bikes every Easter, talk to cancer patients, talk to elementary schools, each school I talked to, LEAP test scores would pull up. You know, things like that, just doing stuff that a lot of people in the city wasn't doing, you know.
Right.
Who in that position to do it.
Yeah, and your money and your ability to do this comes from music, comes from rapping, from selling CDs.
Right, yeah. I'm an artist.
Do you believe that, because I watched it for many years before you actually got locked up.
Right.
They've been trying to lock you up for a long time.
Exactly.
Pinning murders on you, everything.
Yeah, like I went through it, man. You know, they was trying to put 7-8 murders on me. You know, then I was lost in jail, you know, and I caught more drug charges in jail. Like, you know, just I needed to be high at the time. I'm fighting the death penalty, so
yeah,
I needed some kush. I needed some diesel, you know.
So you will own up to that one.
Yeah.
Listen, okay, officer, I ordered some weed. All right,
yeah, but I went to prison mad, man, because I was in prison, man, for 2 years for third offense marijuana, man. I'm talking about getting caught with 2 and 3 grams.
You basically got caught with 3 blunts and they held you for 2 years.
Right. You know, never given probation, never offered rehab, straight to the penitentiary.
And the reason I bring that up, and I wanted to paint a picture for people listening, is because do you believe that your status as an artist and the area you come from in Baton Rouge, you getting that much influence was the reason they were coming for you?
Exactly.
You do believe that?
Yeah, I really believe that because, you know, Baton Rouge is small, so when somebody like me blow up, who they used to chase around the neighborhood, who was a wild little kid, you know, that affect people. You know, I'm making music that they don't like, and you know, I'm living in homes and driving Bentleys and things like that. You know, and a lot of people don't gravitate to it. A lot of people don't like that, and I think that made me a target, you know. Then I said stupid things about the police and the DA, so I dug myself in the hole.
I'm glad you're telling the truth. But be clear. In many small towns around America, the ability for local law enforcement to keep control and continue to benefit financially from that control. And you have an artist like yourself that starts to give people hope that they could do better.
Right.
Give people inspiration. And then those people start saying, nah, you're not going to treat me this way. They are, and in many times in this country's history, they will take out in any way necessary that person that is giving people hope. But I do want to challenge you, though. Are there things in your past that would give them reason to want to take you out? When you look back on your past.
Yeah. I'm not a saint.
Yeah.
Were you a wild boy coming up?
Yeah. Definitely.
And also, Ebro, let's be clear about the music too. I know some of it gives you hope. I know some of it grabs your heart.
But some of it makes you angry.
I know some of the Boosie stuff that I used to play when I was DJing in the club would make you do is flip over a goddamn table. That's what it would do. So there's other reasons that people might not love that stuff. Now here's the question I wanted to ask. I've been wanting to ask you since you got home.
Yeah.
And I think people could have misinterpreted as hate when I said it. It was quite the opposite. But when you got locked up, your trial went down. I know the dude, Jeff Weiss, was the only person who went.
A Jew. Was he Jewish?
He is Jewish. I'm sure you've met him at this point.
Yeah, I met him.
Jeff went down to Baton Rouge from L.A. He works the L.A. Times and L.A. Weekly, and he goes and covers the trial. And he was the only hip-hop press that went and covered the trial. And went and waited, stayed in Baton Rouge. And then here we come, it's time for Boosie to come home. And now all of a sudden the hip hop media is like, oh, Boosie's home! And I was just sort of like, I mean, listen, I'm a New York East Coast biased kind of cat. I always like Boosie. I was like, oh, bummer, Boosie's going away. And then Boosie comes home. I'm like, oh, tight, Boosie's back. Even keel. That's who I am.
Right.
I didn't understand, and I felt like it was a little bit of dick riding and a little bit fake to try to seem down with the South movement when cats all ran and have been propping you up. Not that you don't deserve it. I just want to see the consistency.
Right. I feel like 50% of it was genuine. I feel like 25% of it was people who really got on me just from what I was going through in my cases and probably pulled up my music and listened to it. And if you listen to my music, you know, you'll become a fan if you can understand. But and I think 25% of it was just people jumping on the bandwagon.
And you can sense that though. You can see when someone's there to just get the hits on the video.
Yeah, I appreciate it though.
You talk about loyalty. What artists were there for you when you got locked up and were there for you throughout your whole time in jail?
Jesus was there for me throughout
the entire time.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Anybody else that's now reaching out to you to do collaborations?
I ain't gonna get into all that, but, because you know sometimes collabs is about business.
Okay.
It ain't about friendship and things like that. You know, sometimes I just made a song and I said, sometimes you gotta network with people you don't like if the money right.
Right.
So.
Well, yeah, and you can't be mad. You can't knock someone if there's an artist out there who knows it's an opportunity because Boosie's hot right now.
We can talk shit. Don't say that. We can talk shit.
No, but he's not gonna knock the check. If the check clears, give him the verse.
Well, then Boosie let me talk shit. Then I'm gonna be like, motherfucker, you wouldn't fuck with Boosie. Like Boosie badass.
See now, Ebro sound all southern, and you see how people change.
I told Boosie straight up when he came in, I was like, my man, all I know is wipe me down. Like, I don't even know. So now you got Boosie's home, and now we jump fast forward to everybody's getting a check.
Right.
Matter of fact, there's people who aren't affiliated with you. I read an article. There was some promoters out here.
Yeah.
Wiring money.
Yeah. Promoters.
Oh yeah.
Fake
talking to the mic. Talking to the mic.
Instagram.
Fake promoters saying they my manager and you know, I came out with the buzz. So dudes just hustling, man. But if you sending somebody all that money at Western Union with no contract, man, you deserve to be jacked, man. You send money on a PayPal card, you tripping, man. You ain't check no bank account, nothing.
Yeah.
And when you find out who the real manager is, when you finally get in contact with us, you blowing on us.
Oh, they're mad at you. Like, you got people out there impersonating you.
You got people on. I sent them this. Man, you tripping, man.
Well, speaking of checks, what about the story that we heard about your baby's mama putting together a reality show when you were gone? It was a pilot. Yeah. Is this true? Was this really happening? And is it gonna happen?
Yes, it look like it's gonna happen. They got a reality show. You know, first I was straight against it. You know, because I ain't want them to argue and it start a rift between my kids. You know, but I thought about it. I ain't gonna stop nobody from getting no check. You know, I'm not gonna be on it now. But,
you're not.
Nah, but I ain't gonna stop nobody from.
What about your kids being on it?
I don't know. I try not to dwell on it, but
well, the one young lady that was on Instagram, she needs her own show. Don't let her. I told y'all, nigga. Told y'all. What's her name?
That's Toriana.
Toriana, young lady, you get your own program.
Yeah.
How many kids do you have, Boots?
Oh, I got a basketball team, 7.
You got two players on the bench.
Yeah.
6-man and a 7-man.
But with Tori, man, when I heard it, I'm like
embarrassed.
Were you a little embarrassed?
I was embarrassed. I got on it, you know. I fussed at her or whatever. I was just home, so I ain't whoop about that.
Okay, question.
I fussed at her, but Tori was one of them kids. She go to Catholic school, so all through my time in prison, you know, she would come to me crying, saying, they teasing me at school, saying, you never coming home. I used to always tell her, I'm coming home. Don't worry about all that. She'll be crying. So that night I got out, when I called her, I'm like, Daddy home, I'm finna come get you. And
she got on that Instagram, boy.
How old is she?
She's 6.
And then Instagram is new to you coming out because you don't even know what Instagram is.
Yeah, I didn't. I like Instagram. I ain't know they had that many beautiful women in the world.
Watch, hey, Boosie.
Yeah.
Listen,
they say I can get catfished.
Yes, watch out for them thirst traps,
I'm
Boosie.
just looking
Boosie.
right. I like looking there.
You gotta look. Just listen. Here's the thing. A lot of dudes don't understand this, Boosie. They get excited. You're scrolling through Instagram. You see a big pair of titties come up and ask, and people just instantly go,
Don't
people
like
can
it.
see the likes.
Don't double tap the like.
You don't need people to see that you're thirsting after all these chicks. You can leave a comment.
No,
but don't
listen to him either.
It's better than liking.
No, if you really want to go in, you can get that direct message.
That's true. You can't use the direct message.
God.
So lots to worry about since you got home, Booze.
And my advice to you as an OG, you've been in the game a long time.
Right.
Anybody going that, and you know the rules.
Right.
Anybody selling all that on to everybody else ain't worth having anyway.
That's a good point.
And they have a term for them. They're called thoughts. This is a
Have
new
you heard of that
thing.
yet,
Have you
Booze?
heard of thoughts?
Nah.
It's an acronym. THOT. Thoughts. It stands for that hoe over there. And they call these girls on Instagram thoughts. Look how you're looking at me.
He's like, what are you talking? And listen, actually, I started.
It's mind blowing.
And Boosie, there's so many of them on Instagram who live a life like this that I actually created a movement called Unfollow a Thought Thursday.
Talk about it.
Where on Thursday I just go through all the thoughts that I follow and I just choose one. I'm like, you know what, bitch, you cut off, and I just unfollow one because you can't just follow every hot chick on
Rosenberg,
Instagram.
the Boosie, what really happened was he was following thoughts.
Right.
And then they started posting like real life things.
Oh.
So he's following a girl because she got big titties.
So
he's
his
following a girl
the
because she got
fantasy is ruined.
a fat ass. All of a sudden, she's putting up photos of her children.
Get your
her
children
puppy.
out of here. No one's trying to look at your children on Instagram. I want to see your fat ass on Instagram. Get your life together. Boosie just got home. He needs to see something good.
So Toriana gets her own show. How do you, and because men need coaching. I want you to coach men out. There's a lot of men who have multiple children with multiple women. How is it your women all work together and get along? How is that? What have you done? And talk about that.
Because I feel like, you know, ain't nobody fighting for no position. You know, all my kids took care of well, you know, so all of them ain't fighting. I'm not physically involved with none of them. You know, they got their men or whatever, and, you know, we just got a baby mama, baby daddy relationship. And
So you're not in a relationship with any of them?
No.
Okay.
No.
And you're-
physically, sexually, none of that.
And you're on good terms with them, though. You're on fine terms. with all of them.
Yeah. I'm on good terms.
Cool with
them.
and if they have men in their lives, you're cool with that. You're cool.
Oh
with the men in
yeah,
their
I'm
lives
cool
too?
with that. That's less off me.
So you're good with them. You know,
Yeah,
there's no
hell
drama
yeah.
when you see them. Hey, what up?
Oh no, yeah, hell no. I dap the dude down. What up, man?
Now, but you haven't, obviously, none of them is disciplining your children, though. These new men. That's,
nah, they
yeah.
know I don't play that.
Yeah.
Nah.
I think my guess is we know Boosie's reputation. My guess is they've done the research and thought, let me be good to Boosie's kids. They probably know to be good to Boosie's
Yeah,
kids.
because I would do the same thing to somebody's kids. You know, I wouldn't discipline nobody else's kids. You know, but ain't no man for no discipline my kids.
Do you have any regrets? You're out now.
I don't have no regrets because I feel like every mistake is a blessing. Everything is a blessing for me. You know, I don't have no mistakes of where I came from. You know, if I did, I wouldn't be here today. You know, so I don't have no regrets in life for nothing I do. Everything I did, it is what it is. You know.
How much weed you smoking these days? Or you're not
I'm
allowed? You're not
drug-free.
allowed. You're not allowed.
Yeah, I'm drug
Ebro.
free. I don't.
Are you Peter Rosenberg?
He's
I don't know.
drug-free.
I don't
He's
know.
drug-free.
I
He's
mean,
just
he
the man
ordered,
that's got home.
He ordered some.
But then he got in trouble for that. Now he's home. You're on. Are you on parole or no?
Yeah.
He's on parole.
And probation.
And are you?
He's drug free.
What time do you have to check in? You have to check in every night. You have to be home at a certain time.
Nah, I ain't on no. I just gotta go piss like once every month.
Well, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
Because for the first year, at least maybe 2 that Prodigy was home. Prodigy could go to the studio, but then he'd have to be home at a certain time. You're good, and traveling, you're good. In the country, you're good.
Yeah, in the country.
You
I'm
can't
good.
travel internationally yet, right?
Nah, unless I get permission from the judge. Like I gotta go to the judge and have a big meeting.
And how long is this going to last?
I got like 3 to 4 years, but after a year, I can go for reconsideration. I ain't
Okay.
been in no trouble. I can go get it expunged off my record.
And being realistic, one of the things I learned watching Prodigy after he got out of jail is he changed a lot in jail, and Mobb Deep was known. Hell, we had problems with the Marcells at shows.
Shoot.
They were known.
We had problems outside the radio station shooting.
Exactly. They were known for being a disaster when they would come to a show, the people around them. Did you have to make some hard decisions about the kind of people you could keep around you and people you had to be like, my man, I can't really be near what you're doing right now?
Yeah, I had to make some decisions, but I feel like those dudes who got separated from me made their decision about not keeping it 100 with me. You know, the dudes who around me now, these my down from day one dudes, and they solid and
they understand.
We don't never have no problems like that going to shows, and that ain't never been in our repertoire. Going
Really,
to
getting
shows.
wasted, fighting at shows, things like that, never been.
Nah, we bossed up. We don't have them problems like that as far as in no clubs and nothing like that. We just go get the bag and bring it back.
And there have been some bags since you got home.
Yeah,
There been some nice bags.
Yeah.
So you have an album coming.
Yep, July 15th.
Who are some of the people that you collaborated with on the album?
I got Tip on the album, Jeezy on the album, 2 Chainz on the album. Meek supposed to be getting on the album this week, and we're trying to get Trey Songz on the record this week also.
No Bieber?
Nah, we can't get in touch with Bieber right now.
What do you mean?
We working. We got Craig. Craig say he gonna call him, but I don't know. We just
Rosenberg's real good friends with his manager. Why don't you reach out
I'm
to
him
the
right
Bees?
now. I'm gonna text him right now.
Listen, you got to keep Rosenberg in your pocket. Let me tell you something. I know you got some.
I don't want to be in Boosie's pocket.
No, listen. You got some Jews. You got some Jews on it. You got some Jews on the record label side, but you got Rosenberg is another one of them Jews. We keep him around because they all know each other.
right.
I have no money, but I know other ones that do.
Yeah.
All right. That's
So Boosie, we appreciate you coming by.
Right.
This is the beginning of a lot of things.
I got my own clothing line too, Jewel House.
What's that about? Okay.
I named it Jewel House because like my family, my jewels,
Yeah.
and family first besides God. So I got my clothing line jumping. Big things popping right now.
But I think the New York audience listening right now may not be familiar with your music, and that's going to be on our responsibility. Now that you're up here, you're moving around. I think your profile is big enough to where now people might be like, look, let me hear a little something.
Right.
Do you have a song you want us to focus on right now?
You can play the Show the World record, man.
Okay.
You can play the Show the World record, and those in New York ain't here, just tell them to Google everything about Boosie, every song, and I'll probably be up here for a show when
You
they
want to do some
it,
parties
know?
around here? Talk
Oh
about
man, I'm ready
we got
to turn
some parties
up, man.
happening?
Oh man, I'm ready to turn
There'll
up.
be some bags. There gonna be some more bags.
Jersey.
Yeah, we gonna turn up, man.
Hey, hold on, real quick. I think it's interesting. If there's one project you had to tell a hip hop fan from anywhere who never heard a Boosie project, tell them one project to go download or buy right now, what would it be? It could be a mixtape, album, what you think is the best example of what Lil Boosie is.
Probably set it off.
Let me ask you something about the term ratchet, Boosie, before we wrap up.
Now I heard my word gone nationwide.
Now I gave I went on Twitter and I was like, when Boosie get home, he's gonna claim his word back.
Right.
And ratchet was a term that you used to describe your city.
Right.
As well as a lifestyle.
Yeah, and people in general, yeah.
And people in general. Talk about the history of that word for you. Because what ratchets where I came from was tools. And tools was guns.
Oh, okay.
Right? So when I first, you would use ratchet when you was talking about a pistol.
Right.
But you went and took it to a whole other thing. Talk about that.
Ratchet was a meaning like whoever you are, you got some kind of ratchet and you got something wrong with you. You might have a clean whip on the inside, but inside it got cigarette butts everywhere, dirt on the floor. Your inside is ratchet. You might got a woman, pretty as ever, but her feet look like crocodile feet, So that's what it was based on. Like everybody got some ratchet in them.
Something wrong with them.
Yeah, everybody got something wrong with them. But now you got completely ratchet too. You got completely ratchets that just, dusty feet that just, talk people business, just 3 baby daddies. You know how it is. Them completely ratchet.
So when I first, it was probably 4 years ago, 3 years ago that ratchet really started bubbling up through social media.
The last year and a half to 2 years when
but
it became
it became the standard term. I mean, hell, the shit was used on CNN.
Right.
It was talking about ratchet reality shows became the term.
Right.
So I don't know. Do you want credit for that word? Do you think people give you credit?
People who know where it came from.
Okay.
But I ain't looking for no credit for it. I ain't looking for no. It just is what it is.
He doesn't need to be mentioned in the Wikipedia article about
I want Boosie to be mentioned. I think part of his coming home gift should be when
credit.
you Wikipedia ratchet.
You see a picture of Boosie.
Well, not only a picture of Boosie, but the first usage of the term in that way.
In that context.
Rap Genius. There's a website called rapgenius.com. It specializes in this sort of thing of like talking about lyrics and where they came from and how they were used.
So like they'll have all your songs
used.
are on there, and under each line you can click it and it'll define what that line means. And if there's specific references, it'll say like
it's a big website. And I'm sitting here, trying to enforce that ratchet should be part of the Boosie resume.
Right.
I know we've been keeping you for a minute. Last thing I want to ask you, can you tell us a little bit about your relationship with Pimp C? I know he was an important person
Pimp
for
C
you.
was like my coach. He taught me a lot. He was one I can call and he gonna be outspoken about anything. I can call him about music business, about women, anything I need to talk to him about. He was like a coach to me. I miss him. But we're gonna keep his name alive and do what we gotta do, to keep him going.
How did that relationship start, you and Pimp C?
I was with a label when I was 15 and 17 I went to jail, so I was in jail and I had a couple records out, I had a couple CDs out, and Pimp them got in touch with me in jail. Him and Turk, they got in touch with me in jail and ended up getting me out of jail, and we went straight into the studio and recorded it. That's how that came about.
Wow! So from the time you were a kid, he'd been around for a long time.
Yeah.
And how long you been rapping now? How long you been putting out albums?
Since '98.
So for a lot of you young rappers coming up right now and things is happening real fast, think about that. Boosie just got home, and you served how long, sir?
4.5.
And he's been putting out music since 1998.
That's 16 years.
This is a marathon, ladies and gentlemen.
Right.
This is not a race.
Right, exactly.
And it takes a long time. And music in your life, was it something you was raised around? Do you have other family members that are musicians or
Nah,
artists?
I was just raised around music. Like like coming up, all my people and through suppers in the neighborhood. You know what suppers is, huh?
No, wait, what's that?
Like barbecues and things.
That's like when you cook plates of food every weekend and they play music all the time.
It's like
okay,
a get together,
yeah.
barbecue.
Yeah, so my family always did that. So I was raised around music my whole life. So I just grabbed it. I just wanted to do music ever since I was small. I just loved to rap.
Who was the first? Was there an early legendary rapper from
Tupac.
No, I was gonna say from Baton.
He said Tupac.
Tupac.
Just,
Oh, yeah, first of all,
don't even
yeah,
ask
know
me
that.
shit.
From Baton Rouge. Was there anyone from Baton Rouge?
All we really had from Baton Rouge was CeeLo and Young Bleed. You remember Young Bleed?
I remember Young Bleed. Don't remember. Oh, CeeLo? Spelled how?
CLOC, not CeeLo.
No, I don't remember CeeLo.
I remember Young Bleed though.
I remember Young Bleed.
Yeah, Young Bleed. All them off my block.
Oh, literally.
So, yeah, we off the same block. So that's who I started rapping with first. They had a label called Concentration Camp. So that's who I started with.
How you feel
first.
about that, my Jewish friend?
It wouldn't be my top choice as a label name.
But they were concentrating.
But they were in different camp. They were in the, it was like a camp to concentrate. It's a different sort of. I understand.
You know, a lot of our family members fall on hard times and make decisions that put them behind bars.
Right.
And I am appreciative of you taking responsibility that as a young man, you did some shit, but you were trying to turn your life around, and they still came for you.
Exactly.
And they still came for you. But I think you're in a good space right now. You look like a good father and and you're a great artist. So, congratulations to you,
Appreciate
man.
it.
Boosie.
Album July 15th. Go get it, baby.